Right, first podcast, the mental coach, here with Taylor Sims, my good friend, bodybuilder. He's got a lot of information for us to help everybody out. I've got a lot of information on the computer here too. I'm going to show you as we go along. We're going to talk about his supplements, we're going to talk about mental health, we're going to talk about the training the guy has to go through, the training all bodybuilders have to go through. There's a lot to it, people don't really understand, so we're going to get into that. Talk about our own mental health, talk about how it affects you in training, talk about idols, things like that. Let's get started anyway. Thanks for being here, bro.
Alright, it's a pleasure.
Good man. Right, so the good thing about us and our friendship is whenever I first met Taylor, we were both going through a very tough time with our both mental health. So I didn't get to talk to him and meet him and ask him about, you know, what was your life like before. I don't actually know a whole lot about Taylor's life before. I know him from the moment I met him, which is good. So now I can actually learn a bit myself here as well. I can learn a bit about him too. So let's ask, how did you start out? What did you start doing bodybuilding for? Or did you do other training first?
I did. So when I was younger, I played football. So I played at a decent level of football. I played for Glentoran Youth Academy and I played for Crusaders.
Good enough, man.
It wasn't too bad. Decent enough striker, so I knew where the net was. So I was prepared to play football, love football as most young kids do, you know, dream of being a professional footballer.
That's all you see around here, like.
All that carry on, you know. And then one day I got an injury. I got an injury in my right quad playing against Newington. I was playing for the age group above myself.
You come the hatchet man.
Clean through me, hatchet man is great. Clean through me, and I had a bad injury on the right quad.
That's why my brother hit you, but he played for Newington. That cunt Taylor, see cunt. That makes sense.
Brilliant. And then I had a bad injury and I had to do a bit of rehabilitation work. But my dad, he was always into the training, into the bodybuilding type training, and my granda was my granda was a bodybuilder as well. I'd done a show way back in the day. So I went to the gym with my dad to try and build up the muscle back up in my leg again, and just sort of I went from there, you know, just sort of got a real interest in it.
Realised you could pack that muscle on?
I started getting the sides on quickly and started getting noticeably stronger.
Because when I first met you, you were fucking, what, 17 and a half, maybe pushing out 18 stone nearly. You were huge when I first met you.
Well, I was touching up, I think my heaviest was touching up to near 17.
17 stone, brilliant.
Touching up at 17 stone was my heaviest.
I'm 18 fucking stone now, by the way, and this guy looks twice the size of me.
So
fucking work that out. That shows the difference in the work. Fuck's sake. Right, what I was doing a lot, what I've done, I was want to talk to you a wee bit about the training, specifically your type of training, because it is very intense. I've done a few sessions with you, done a few sessions with me. You didn't know how to do kickboxing, I took you through kickboxing sessions. You enjoyed that shit, then I thought, you know, I know how to lift weights, so it'll not be too hard. Train with you, realised it's not like that at all, it's fucking hard work.
No.
I can manage what you told me to do, and you didn't give me stuff that were too hard, but every time I trained with you, I noticed that the next day and the day after I couldn't be able to do another session for at least another day, maybe take another day off. I didn't take rest days before I met you, and I was like, fuck this shit, I can't lift them kind of heavy weights and not relax myself after, but you do that shit every fucking day, which is fucking hilarious for me anyway. So this is what I wanted to show people here. We've got your photo up here on your Instagram of, this is your stuff you use during, this is your products and supplements you use during your session, yeah?
So what that is, it's me.
We'll show them up here actually, we'll show them. So you can point it out first, then we'll show the camera.
So this one here, the TNT pump, this would be a pre-workout formula that I would use. So it's a non-stimulant pre-workout.
You don't like the stimulants?
No, I don't really like stimulant pre-workouts. Some of them can restrict the blood flow, so some of them can actually stop you, prevent you getting a pump.
You can see this here on his Instagram. This is the stack he would use during a session. So he's talking about the TNT pumps, that small tub at the front there, and then he's got his EAAs and his protein, 100% pure whey. And what's the other one?
Carbox. So
Carbox.
all that is a simple sugars really. It's just a carbohydrate formula that I would take during training to keep the body well fueled, especially, you know, through the big heavy workouts. You know, it'll help you keep going on through your.
That is the thing for you guys. That is the thing. It's the recovery during the session. You know, every bodybuilder has something in common, and it's if they drink a lot of carbs during the workouts and they drink it after, they have the right supplements on point.
Your nutrition right in and around your training. So your pre-workout, your intra-workout, and your post-workout is vital to performance in the gym. You know, To be honest, that would be in any aspect of training, really.
I didn't even, do you know, I was taking BCAAs like religiously because someone just told me one day that was the best thing to take.
See, that's what
And
it
then
is. A lot
turns
of
out there's only what 3 amino acids in it.
yeah, there's not the complete amino acid profile in it. So the difference with the AAAs, they have the complete amino acid profile, so they actually promote muscle growth as well as muscle recovery. Where BCAAs are just more for the recovery of muscle, you know.
Yeah, I started taking the AAs during the season, and I don't know, it could be in my head, but it did feel like a bit better. You felt like you always had a wee bit extra bang.
I find personally they're a lot, you know, they're a far better supplement. I found I got a wee bit more out of them too, you know. I found the muscle recovery process
And
was
you
a
obviously,
bit faster with them as well.
I know you're going to recommend Biotech USA because it seems to be all you got, and I started buying Biotech USA because of you as well. I was originally buying the cheap stuff out of like, you know, like USM and
Yeah.
I was still protein and my protein and all I was getting, but I get laughed at and at this gym doing that.
It's like anything, you know, regarding any aspect, you kind of get what you pay for.
Give
you
it
know.
to pay. It's like anything.
It is like anything. If you want to use cheap low end budget protein powders, don't expect nothing. Yeah, they'll taste great because they're filled with artificial sweeteners and sugars.
That's what I was going to say. I used the My Protein one for porridge and all, and it was like you felt like you were in the fucking dessert almost because it's sweet.
Yeah,
it's nice. So,
you know,
but then someone told me in the gym, I think it was like Matt says he read something on it saying it was a load of percentage less than what it actually gives you on the car. So you think you're getting 23 grams, you're actually getting fucking something like 16, 15.
They're filled with artificial sweeteners and maltodextrin and things like that to make it taste nice. You know what I mean? If you've got a good quality supplement, it won't necessarily taste the best. You know, it'll be a nice enough taste, but it's not going to taste nice.
Like I had that Biotech one in there. I used the Biotech after a weight size, and I haven't done any weights in a while. Like, but when I do a wee circuit out here and I'm busted, I do take it everything. And see, to be honest, it does me. I can't eat after a session, spicy kickboxing. So I would take that into me, and it does. It lines the stomach for a while and makes you feel you're happy enough. You've got your protein in. I get a good hour and then I'll be able to eat.
You know, the thing I like about it is some protein powders, if you take them after training, they'll sit heavy on your stomach as well. That's mainly down to the quality of the protein powder as well. But with that Biotech USA, you can drink 50 grams of that, no problem, straight after training.
100%.
You're ready to sit down and do a meal an hour later.
I think I had a fucking, I had 2 scoops of that, was it the USN, I think it was, whatever it was at Home Bargains, or they were selling for 15 quid or something one day. I got it because it was a skint. But I remember putting 2 scoops in and trying to drink it. It was like drinking fucking 5 tubs of masculine at one time.
Mate, some of them
was hard to
desperate,
whack.
you know.
Jesus.
Some of them are desperate, but as I say, you know, the better quality of the supplement, the easier it is on your digestion system. The sooner you can get more real food into you, so the sooner you.
It's one thing I noticed about the cream of rice, that stuff I was showing. Taylor got me onto this stuff, so he did a while back, just for filling the carbs back a wee bit. What I noticed about this stuff here, it's just cream of rice. It's carbohydrate powder basically, but what you notice about it has stuff in it, specific ingredients to help you digest. There's digoxime, whatever that is. It clearly sounds like it's
digestive enzymes.
Digestive enzymes, yeah. And then you've got 15% of the recommended daily allowance of vitamins and minerals in that scoop alone. So that's good for recovery.
So basically cream of rice. So if I'm using this product here, basically I'll use it pre-workout and post-workout meal, because per 100 gram of this powder, that is the form of it, you're getting 80 grams of carbs. Now, and that's 80 grams of good quality, high-end carbohydrates that's very easy digested. And that's what you want. That's going to sit light on your stomach before training. You're going to have a good session because you don't feel bloated and feel uncomfortable. And after you train, it's again quick digesting. It's nice. It's easy. It's easy to get in, especially if you're like say yourself and I'm that's on the same boat. You couldn't stomach a good big, starchy meal after training. That you can get in, and it's an awesome product. Like
because. People have this. There is a lot of, especially all around the gym. Not talking about bodybuilders as such. Bodybuilders understand their macronutrients. They understand a bit more about nutrition. But there is a massive stigma around girls and your clients, especially in the gym, eating carbohydrates, and they think carbs is just fucking tiger bread and fucking chips and fucking chippy and toasties and shit. But that's not. They have to look at carbs differently. There is healthy carbs out there that are totally fucking fine.
Yeah.
You need to get them in. They're essential in muscle building.
Oh, they are absolutely. They're your body's fuel source. Do you know what I mean? They're what fuels your body. You're going to notice a big difference in every aspect regarding your carbohydrates, you know, whether it be weight gain, weight loss, your performance, you know, it all caters around your carbohydrate intake, you know.
And you notice yourself when you're short on the carbs, you try, everyone's tried it, everyone who's watching this now is going to have tried a diet before, everyone's tried a diet. Most diets, most like generic diets you're going to get, they've cut out the carbs. What that does is stop your whole fucking fuel source. You start using different parts of energy and your body feels sluggish and you're acting back day 2 or 3. Everyone's experienced the same crash. We use carbs naturally as energy. So you need to get your good carbs in there. None of that, no chippy food. Careful on the breads, all that other stuff, but there is healthy stuff out there you can have. We touched on slightly on our mental health at the start there. We said about when we first met, we both had terrible mental health. I remember sitting talking to you at 6 a.m. in the morning, there's nobody else in that gym. It was only me and you sitting talking about all this shit that was going through our heads. And for some fucking reason, I don't talk to nobody. Like, you know, I wasn't a counselling guy, I went to counselling, couldn't speak to the fuckers. I ended up bringing more stuff out of my head. But I talked to you, and it was dead on. You seemed to talk to me, and me didn't know anything about HR.
Yeah.
Didn't know where you were from, what you'd done, what was your background, and we were able to talk to HR off the bat straight away. And I always loved that about you. So let's go into, I mean, when I first met you, that was, what was that, about 3 years ago? About 3 years ago. It seems like I knew you longer. But I'll say this, I don't know if this is about the US podcast, but as well, when I went back, or when I first met Taylor, I was on drugs almost every weekend. Probably every weekend. It seemed like a very fucking normal thing to do. A lot of guys who I train are on the same boat, they've done it, they've been there and done it. Taylor's probably done it himself. Drugs, everyone's tried hard drugs to deal with their problems. I didn't really think it was possible to get out of that life. But now, you know, we've had kids now. I've had my child. What age is Dallas?
Dallas is 1 or 4 months now.
Oh me, that's 6, 6, about 1 now, he's actually older. Whereas mine's 10 months, sorry, she's coming up in 11 months. For me, I don't know about, well, I do know about you actually, it changed everything. It changed your outlook. My drug abuse for a start stopped when the child came along. I told you what happened, I told you that there was a story about what happened. I went into too much detail about it, but there was a moment where my mum had taught me a lesson. Basically, she knew I was on drugs, she knew I had them, and she put me in a position where I had to really think about it for a second, and I felt like a fucking horrible bastard. And the truth is, I was in that position. I never should be where I was, but from that day on, I've changed a wee bit, and I've only took drugs, you know, 1 time since that. That's a year away. So coming up here, we're going up in a year, say July, be nearly a year. That'll be great. I never thought I'd see that day, to be honest with you. Now, the mental health isn't directly resulted because I was dealing with mental health problems way before I took drugs. So it's not the drugs that caused it. People have this misconception that he takes cocaine or he takes this, he smokes that. That's why he's depressed. The truth is, most people who take drugs take it as a reaction to a problem they've already had. People need to understand that. People automatically are quick to throw the ball down and say, "Oh fuck here, if he takes drugs, of course his head's melted." You know, why is he taking drugs? Is the real question to be asking. Why does he fucking take drugs? Why is the person taking them? Why is someone like him or me, who seems seemingly normal to everybody, why do you do it? Because we're suffering and fucking sad. But like we said, the child for me changed absolutely everything there. I couldn't possibly go back to where I was. No chance. That's not the guy that my child needs. Certainly not the guy your child needs.
No.
Growing up, and you need to have that. My daddy was always there for me. He was always there to look up to. Asked any question I ever wanted. He was always there for me. Never once did I ever doubt that he couldn't tell me the right answer. The person I was didn't have the answers for that child. So we're glad that's gone now. We'll move on. For mental health, I don't want to talk all about mental health the whole time. It ends up people get a wee bit bummed down with it too. But it's important to bring it up and not have a stigma about it. I want to talk about it. Let's talk about, right, for example, I was telling you earlier about the Navy SEALs. About the Navy SEALs, I started reading David Goggins' book, and there's a guy called the Iron Wolf. I'll actually show you him here. There's a guy called the Iron Wolf on YouTube. I came across this video last week, and the fucking guy is doing a workout called the Navy SEAL, right? He is a Navy SEAL, or he's a Marine, or something like that. He's high up, and he done 500 of these things in a fucking row. I couldn't understand that for a second. Let me see now. Wolf. Let's see this. This is what also I was going to show you what it was, what a Navy SEAL was, but this is the video I watched. I watched this guy for an hour and 50 minutes. Now it's the same thing over and over again, but I watched this for an hour and 50 minutes in fucking awe. Right? Now there's a reason I'm bringing this up. I'm not just talking about this because I think it's class. I'm talking about this because I want people to know that this kind of discipline and training is fucking teachable, and that's the whole point of it. So this guy here, that's this. Starting the video, he does every rep he does. It's one press up, one knee press. So Steve pumps every time. Pump, pump, pump. That's one rep, and he counts after every rep. Right? I watched this whole fucking thing, mate. I know it sounds probably a bit tedious, and how did you watch that? I was fucking so confused how he done this for an hour and 50 minutes. I was waiting on him stopping and taking water breaks, and he didn't do it once. Not one time. So look at this shit. This is what a Navy SEAL is, and the point of bringing this up is you can teach yourself to be an absolute animal and do this kind of training. So simple enough. One press, knee press, stand up, count. An hour and 50 minutes that guy does it for. So the reason I bring that up is, like I said, it can be taught, should I say. And no one's going to be able to do that kind of workout at the start. No one's going to be able to do that. So Taylor didn't just walk into the fucking gym when he started training after football and rehabilitating his knee. He didn't just walk in and start squatting 200 kilo or deadlifting 300 kilo. Or that's not how it works. You have to teach yourself. You have to keep going every single day and just trying to get better every single day. And this is what happens in the end. You can end up doing this kind of thing. What I try to do is I try to copy this. Not copy 500, I try to do 100. Try to do 100, I know what I got to, 34. I know I'm fit enough, I know I'm doing 10, 15 rounds, 20 rounds or whatever the guys, sparring. But 34 was the number I got to before I started really doubting my fucking self and thinking, what the fuck am I doing? I thought I was fit and strong till I done that shit. So that's the challenge I'm gonna put out to everyone here. Go on, search the Iron Wolf. Look at his Navy SEAL challenge. Just try and do 50 of them. Try and do fucking 10 of them. It'll change a lot. It's hard work. You can try them after exercising too. I want to see what you can do here. You get them at 10, right? Fuck that. Here's an hour banana. So, I brought that up for the simple reason that there's a lot of guys, we see them every day in our gym, especially the Olympus gym. Now, these people, I'm not putting these people down. Put that out there first. People aren't doing anything wrong, right? They're just, what they know and the knowledge they have for training is limited. So guys come in, they'll do what I done, right? They'll see him and they'll try and copy him without actually asking how the fuck he done it. And you end up injured, hurt, and just demoralised because you just can't understand it. But I asked him advancedly and Taylor showed me a lot of his stuff, and I incorporate that with my clients now too, and I understand the movements a lot better. So what I'm trying to say is, these guys coming in, you should be looking up to guys like this. Myself, there's other guys in that gym here, 40, 50 years of age, doing it for 20 and 30 years. They've got the experience to tell you what you need to know. Don't walk into the gym just naked with no ideas, no image, no fucking goals. Just go in and ask someone, how do I go about joining? Speak to one of the trainers, get yourselves in a proper routine. Go and train with the guy, and don't just stand there and listen to him every now and again. Fucking take a notepad if you have to. Write some stuff down. Ask him, can I record this set every now and again? Why not? Of course you can. If your coach is not allowed to do them kind of things, then you have a word with him. So that's how you learn. Keep pushing forward. Get a coach at the start. I always recommend the coach at the start, so you have a basic idea and knowledge of how to go forward. And then when you learn these new things, it won't seem too much out there for you. Right. So we weren't really sure. We will talk about the steroids. We'll bring the steroids up because that's what everyone wants to hear. Everyone wants to know. Everyone assumes that taking steroids, that you'll just take steroids and the work just happens. Your body changes overnight. That isn't what happens. It's nothing, not even nowhere near close to the fucking point. You still have to put the work in, equally as hard. In fact, even harder. You've got to take fucking amounts of hormones to change your body, change what way your brain deals with hormones. People don't understand all this, and people are taking them. So you wanted to say it to get the message across to the young guys. I think it's important to say it too, that well, what I will say first, and I'll let Taylor speak, is the guy who put my mind off the whole idea of it was a guy in the gym, Mark Smith. He said to me that, trust me, if you're not going to be a bodybuilder, Kieran, don't even think about it. Don't even attempt it. Don't even explore the idea. And I was like, why? He says, why? Because I know so many guys who are my age who took steroids just to try them, and they're still on them 30 and 40 years later. And that was the big thing he said to me, what made me realise, fuck, here, maybe they are addictive, maybe there is a thing. And the problem is they're not actually addictive. The actual drug itself isn't addictive, but the achievements you get can be very addictive. And the size you gain, you may not get that again if you go off it, you don't feel like that, right?
It's a big thing, you know. The story.
It is everywhere. It is everywhere.
It's everywhere, you know. Especially nowadays, you know. When I originally started into the bodybuilding, it wasn't as popular as it is now. You know, every young lad that goes to the gym starts getting a wee bit of size. The first thing they want to do is jump on a load of gear, and that's completely wrong. You know, it's completely wrong. They just think, oh, I'll take a load of test and DACA and D-ball because that's what this boy in the gym has told me to take. But this boy in the gym has actually no knowledge of what those drugs do to your body. They just tell young lads to take them. I take this amount of this and this amount of this, you know, without any real knowledge to back it up. You know, those young guys are only starting into training. Their body has nowhere near reached its natural limits yet. You know, wait till you reach your natural limits, and then once you are at your natural limits and you feel that your performance can't go any further and your body can't go any further, then if you're serious about it, yes, then it's something you should maybe think about and seek professional advice regarding. Don't just go off a forum or off what some dickhead has told you in the gym, because 9 times out of 10 it's wrong and you're going to end up in a bad way. So seek professional help from somebody who has been there, who has done it, who knows what they're doing regarding the subject, and then do what they tell you and stick to the protocol. Don't just think, oh, I'll add in a couple more tablets and I'll add in a couple more injections, because that's not how it works. You know, and you know, regarding back to the mental health thing, you know, as well, on the steroids are involved. Anybody that tells you that they do not affect you in that way is completely full of fucking shit. Simple, point blank. You know, it's point blank simple.
That's why I bought them all.
I can speak for my personal experience here. I haven't been on a cycle of steroids since the first week of December. I was taking testosterone replacement therapy dose, which was 1 ml of testosterone cypionate every 10 days. I was taking that up until March, and I haven't took a single thing since then. So I'm completely clean off everything for over 3 months now. And the difference in my mindset and my approach to things is night and day. I used to just think that was my personality, that I overthought everything, made scenarios up in my head, you know, depression and all that carry on. And to be honest, it really wasn't. A lot of it was down to the steroids. You know, they played a massive part. They're an enhancement. You know, if you would tend to be that way a wee bit naturally, it will emphasize it more when you're on it. And that's exactly what it was doing to me. You know, it was making me a person I'm really not to that degree, you know. Yes, we all have our moments where we all get down and we all maybe overthink and things like that, but not excessively like the way it was. And since I have had such a big break off everything, I've noticed a massive difference. You know, it's all well and good these young lads thinking, oh, I'll take this and get big and this and that to look good in a nightclub or to walk down the street for 5 minutes. Wise the fuck up. You know, there's a lot more at risk here. You know, if you're willing to put your mental health at risk and relationships and, you know, everything, you know, with friends, loved ones, you know, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever that may be, you're willing to jeopardize all that to look good in a t-shirt in a nightclub. You know, there's a bigger picture. As Kieran said, if you're a serious athlete and this is what you want to do and you're 100% sure this is what you want to do, well, unfortunately it is a part of the sport. You know, if you're wanting to go anywhere in bodybuilding, you know, or powerlifting or strongman or any of those type of sports, they're an essential part of the sport. And anyone that tries to come on social media, and there is a few out there who tell you that they don't take this and they only take X amount of this, they're all full of fucking shit. Point blank and simple. Oh, I take minimal dosages to get maximum results. No, you don't, mate. You're banging fucking 5 bottles into a week. You know what I mean? Don't lie. You know, I've been there, I've done it, I've took the big dosages, and I'll tell you one thing, they do not make you feel very good. Yes, you get the results out of it, you know, you get the size, you get the strength, but mentally and physically, you can't walk a fucking length of yourself. You know, it's.
Maybe your first session, you were full, like you were massive at the time.
The first session, the kickboxing there, Bukir, you know, it was a while back there. Who would have done the first one? I fuck's sake, I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
So did I.
I was touching near 17 stone, you know, full to the neck. It's just, you know,
it was funny. You had your pre-work or your intro workout shake and all there. You had your pre-workout indie. You had your shake for afterwards, you thought that was going to be alright, and you get in and you realise the difference in the fucking training was like, oh fuck here, I can't be jumping about like this all the time.
No.
We'll go back to the steroids there, and what I will say is, that's great. That's fucking great. What you said there, that's great knowledge. I'm glad you said it. Hope it helps a lot of people out there. Realistically, at the end of the day, looking at it from the outside in, logically and objectively, you need to understand you're playing with hormones. Right? So if you were to start messing about parts of your body, the last one you should start to fuck about with would be your hormones. Realistically, when you're depressed, if you're naturally depressed and you haven't took any drugs, any stimulants, any supplements, if you're naturally depressed, what that is a chemical imbalance in your brain. Right? Hormone imbalance generally. All these different fucking spikes of serotonin and dopamine levels, they're hormonal. Right? So when you start injecting hormones that aren't yours, that are from another fucking animal, probably
they're synthetic hormones.
They're made up in a lab,
yeah.
Yeah, so you're taking fake lab, well not fake, they're real hormones, but they're made in the lab, they're not natural to your body. You're injecting them in, so your body's getting a massive surplus of those juice now in your body, and then when you go off them, you expect your body to somehow pick up where it left off.
That's another thing, just as Kieran just mentioned that there, when guys are going off, and women too, but mainly when guys are going off steroids, especially again, and I'll keep saying it, younger guys, you know, they think that they just stop altogether and that's it, you know, they'll just come back to normal. That is the stupidest thing you can do, and it's, you know, it's serious misunderstanding of the drugs that you're actually putting into your body. As Kieran said, they're a synthetic hormone, so basically what that means is you're replacing your natural hormones with synthetic hormones. So therefore your body is getting the hormone source from somewhere else, so it shuts its natural reproduction of that hormone down. So it stops producing it whilst you're on the cycle of steroids. Okay, because it doesn't need to, it's getting a higher amount from somewhere else.
Technically you have no natural hormone left in your body once you take it.
Once you start injecting testosterone for a while, for a period of time, your body shuts down.
And that's what happens.
That's why your balls shrink so much. That's what it is. It's not producing its natural testosterone, it's getting it from somewhere else.
Sense.
It doesn't need to produce it no more, it's going to make it easier on itself. A lot of young guys just seem to think that they just stop and they'll be hunky-dory and fine. That's when the depression and the anxiety and the not wanting to go to the gym and all, that's when it'll be at its highest because of the hormone imbalance. You'll probably have the same hormone level, the same testosterone levels as a 13-year-old girl. So that just puts it into perspective for you. What you need to do
no wonder you're emotional.
Exactly. What you need to do is a post-cycle therapy, to get your own testosterone, reproducing again.
This is actually a good point we're on here now as well. Just before I forget, it was actually you when I asked you about one of my clients before, who had went by himself. You know who you are, and took these things, not realizing what he was doing to himself. He didn't actually know what to take after, or if he should take anything after, so he just stopped, right? Then he took the stuff again. So I had to ask Taylor, what is the crack here? What should I get him? Turns out the guy he was buying stuff from told him, I have the tablets here, they're from Bulgaria, don't worry, take them. One type of tablet, but turns out when I asked Taylor more in depth that you don't just take one tablet, that's not as simple as that. It's a course you've got to take for 20 or 30 days.
Yeah.
You've got to take a good enough course of what? Different types? There's 3 different types.
So basically what it is, it depends on how heavy of a cycle that you were on to begin with.
Guys don't know this, guys just think you can go off and just stop. It's not as simple.
That can vary for what your PCT will be. The likes of myself, now people could argue the method of the PCT. I'm not here to get into the debate of what other people do. I don't
people
really
don't know
fuck.
PCT's post-cycle therapy. Post-cycle therapy, yeah.
So I'm not here to sit there for all people who will watch this and get into the debate with that's wrong, this and that. I'm saying what I do, what worked for me. Take it as your own. Use it. If you don't want to use it, it's up to yourself. So what I done was, for my post-cycle therapy, when I was coming off to have my son, I was off the back of a show. So I was off the back of heavy steroids at that stage. So I done a post-cycle therapy. And what my post-cycle therapy consisted of was a thing called HCG. All right. So this is an injectable. Product that you use, to help get your own testosterone basically reproducing again. That's the short and sweet of it, without getting into all scientific things about it. And you'll run this. So I was on fast acting steroids. So after I done this 7 days after my last injection of steroids, I took.
Here's the man on stage. The man you're talking to. Look at that. And that is, like, that's the end result. That's the positive from it. If you're a bodybuilder, that's the positive. You do come out with the hard work and the right plan. It can help you get there, but not everyone's taking it for that reason. No one's taking it for that reason. People are taking it for the crack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like even with that, the post-cycle therapy. So I started taking the HCG 7 days after my last injection of steroids, and I run that for a course of 20 days. And then I started 2 forms of tablets, one called tamoxifen and one called Clomid. Again, one's to keep your estrogen levels controlled, and one's to sort of get your natural testosterone reproducing again without getting the scientific things of it. And I run that for the course, just the remainder of the tablets, and that worked for me. That's without getting into too many. Half a tablet, this and all this carry on. That's what I done. It worked for me because I ended up having my son after it, so clearly it worked.
Clearly.
So that's all I can say, guys. If you're gonna run a course of steroids, make sure when you're coming off, you come off properly and use a post-cycle therapy. If you don't know what you're doing, go and seek advice from somebody who does and who's going to explain it properly to you.
Or come to me and I'll put you in the right direction. It's not just Taylor in my life. I've got a lot of bodybuilders I know.
Exactly. There's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of guys out there who are very knowledgeable on these subjects.
There's also guys that aren't. Be very careful about who you go to. But
I'm not getting into an awful lot of detail here on it because that's not what I'm here to talk about. So I'm just sort of briefly.
It's not what we're about. But
what's what? You know what I mean?
I think anyone watching this can see there's no bullshit.
But
it's not.
There's no bullshit about it.
It's real.
I'm not here for an argument or a debate. I'm telling you simply what I have done, and not everything I've done is correct either. I've done my fair share of silly things. Took silly advice, and we all have. We've all been there and done it. Young lad, you see this guy and he tells you to take X amount of this and this and this and this, and that's what you go and do. But ultimately, you end up fucking yourself up. It's like anything. The more experience you get, the more you'll figure out what works for you. So I can't give everybody 100% advice that's going to work for them. I can just say what I've done and what's worked for me so far.
And that's the best way to give knowledge to people. I do that myself with the other videos I'm doing. I've had a few people say to me about some of the things I've said about mental health and all in the past, and they didn't say it to me, but they've said it to people about me, and they're like, well, that's not fucking true, and that's not. The thing is, it is fucking true, because see, everything I say, like Taylor was the other night, everything he's telling you, it's come from experience, it's come from his own knowledge. Everything I say on these videos, you may disagree with some of my stuff. Everyone is going to have someone who disagrees with them 100%, right? But see, when I'm talking about my mental health and experiences that I've had with suicide and drug addiction and all these things, it's very hard to make that stuff up for a start. Second of all, I'm not lying. I'm telling you my own experience. So see, regardless of whether someone agrees with it or not, I'm not here to tell you the way things are. I'm here to advise you what I have done. Hopefully you can understand that and take the better information out of it. Same as what Taylor's doing here. He's telling you what he's done, what he's taken, what he suggests, what he recommends. So you don't have to take it as gospel, but you should start by looking at that and thinking, well, that's a base to go from. Let's start learning about the stuff now. And I'm pretty sure if you start Googling now, you're going to find information that's going to match everything he says. I know that.
And just another point here, by no means are myself and Kieran here promoting the use of drugs to cover any, mental health or anything like that. We're just speaking freely from our own standpoints of what experiences that myself and him have both had with different types of drugs.
Yeah, so we both have mental health issues and from different scenarios, different reasons.
Yeah,
that's the connection we had.
I can just speak on what I've done and what's worked for me and anything like that. So don't take this as, oh, go on and take this and take that and take the other. No, as I say, if that's the choice that you want to make, that's all well and grand. As I said, just make sure you're doing it correctly and safely. Simple as that. Seek professional advice regarding the subject. you know, there's plenty out there on Google too that they can give you a rough guideline. You know, not you know, use your head, research a wee bit about what you're putting into your body. Just that's all I'm saying.
Realistically, I think two things I would say is if you think someone's on steroids, they probably are. That's one, right? Two, if you are serious about having a career in bodybuilding or being a top athlete, then see this. You shouldn't be making that decision by yourself anyway. You should have a fucking professional coach who's then going to explain things to you and give you his knowledge or her knowledge. That's what you're going to have to do first. So anyone who's banned steroids themselves and going out there and taking them in the gym, they're doing it wrong already. Hire a good coach who has done it, who is not me. I haven't been on stage. This guy's been on fucking stage. This guy's put his body through everything. Go to someone like that, ask him, pay him for a fucking session. It's for nothing. See the information he's going to give you, it's for nothing. That's what I would say. So, people need to take it seriously. You need to remember, you're fucking about with hormones. And again, Taylor said, we're not promoting any drug use. The reason we're talking about it so freely is simply to end the fucking stigma around the mental health. We want to just make sure we're talking about our mental health. The problem is, nobody fucking talks about mental health. We're two of the biggest guys in the gym. I couldn't see anyone being able to hit me a few slaps about. But until very recently, I had not got the balls to bring up mental health and talk to it. Only a very few people. Right? But what I'm trying to say is, I'm never going to laugh at someone. I'm never going to hang the phone up. I'm never going to say a fucking word bad to you. Even if it's true, I ain't saying I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to be here. That's the whole point of my platform. And if I have 126 fucking followers now, 127 followers now, if that's all I ever have, I don't care. The point is, if one person understands where I'm coming from and can see that there's someone my size and his size can openly talk about it, then they can too.
You know, and another thing too, like say a lot of these guys on Instagram and Facebook and whatever else, and they're in great condition and great shape, and they're going on here posting about they take minimal dosages or they take no steroids at all. You know, 9 times out of 10 they're basically full of shit, right? But what I don't agree with about what they're doing is they have the young guys and girls looking up to those people and thinking, and then being so hard on themselves because they can't reach those type of goals with naturally. You know, they can't reach those type of physiques and look that way and, you know, train that heavy and things like that. They're putting themselves down because guys and girls out there are, you know, lying basically and saying that they're not using certain supplements or not using certain performance enhancing drugs when they are. You know, that is another thing that's causing a lot of mental health with people as well. You know, people get themselves so beat up and fucking down about it and then give up before they've even got anywhere.
I think especially girls too. Girls are looking up the other girls on Instagram and going like, and there is, I mean, I'll fucking show you here, there's girls doing this here, they're down, they're kicking back, they're kicking their legs out with the bands, and girls are watching, some girl who's overweight is watching that girl who's in great shape doing that, and they think that she's in the gym doing kickbacks and glute stretches, and that's what gives her a nice bum and rock hard abs. That girl's probably taking some performance enhancing supplements too. You know, you need to understand this, that some girls come into the gym and I see them struggling and I see them actually copying these workouts, and the workout, see if someone who's like 15, 16 stone, a girl of 15, 16 stone should be going to the gym and doing kickbacks or doing fucking side squats or crab walks, all that shit to do, all that weird shit. It does fuck what that girl needs to do. It's cardio, some fucking resistance training, lift some fucking weights, get a coach, get the sweat going, get the heart rate going. But you don't see that. What you do see is the bigger girls, and I'm not getting at them for being bigger girls. What I'm saying is they really think by watching this content of these like fitness models who have taken steroids or something very close to steroids to get in that shape, and they probably starve themselves and their fucking waist this thin, you know.
And bear in mind, you know, they've probably been training a long time as well. You know, I think these sort of type of results don't come overnight, folks. This is what you need to understand too.
Not in 6 weeks, not in 12 weeks.
It's not, you know, they're not. When you're hiring a personal trainer as well, they're doing these 6 weeks and 12-week programs and all this. They're well and good, but don't be expecting superstar results by the end of them. Don't be expecting to be stage ready, you know, by the end of it. Unless you have a bit of training experience behind you, that's different. But if you're completely new to the gym, don't be expecting to be stepping on stage in the next 12 weeks. It's not going to happen. Put the head down. Don't have too high expectations. Just put the head down, get the work done, and then be happy with the results, and then progress from there. That's what you need to do. You know, get too many again.
Hard work.
Too many
wins
people
every time.
looking at these crazy transformations and these crazy results and all this carry on, and then beating themselves up because they aren't getting the same results. Again, you need to just be happy with the results that you've got. If you know you've given 100%, and you've done your best, then that should be good enough.
And see if you're giving 100%, if you're giving 100%, I've noticed even if you're so unfit, so unhealthy, if you're giving 100% every single season, you're never ever going to feel the same as what you did when you started. People always do feel like it's hard work, like especially to have your guys and girls, they're in there trying to do, they can't do a press up to start. But see, after a few weeks, alright, they can fucking do a few press ups, they can do a few more, they get more fitter, but they still feel like the sizing regularly is hard, so it's very hard for them to see the progress they've made. There's fucking take it day by day, step by step. If you give 100% every single season, something's gotta give. Something's fucking gotta give. Eventually, if you're getting up every morning, 6 o'clock, and you're out there training, hitting that fucking road, hitting the gym doing all that night, eating your food right, taking the right supplements, like, see, regardless, it's going to work out for you. It might take a bit longer if you're not taking all the illegal shit, but if you do that, let's be honest, something's gotta give. It's fucking the right.
You're going to get results.
Work hard, you'll get it. People are so quick to think, oh, if I take this here, even pre-workouts and all as well. So people rely on pre-workouts. People fucking go like, oh, I'm tired today, so I'll take it. You could have just done the season. You could have done the same thing, but they take extra fucking massive amounts of caffeine, they're up all night, they're fucking starving, but they can't eat because their stomach's fucking swollen up. That's C4 stuff, man. It's like fucking poison.
It's something
fucking terrible.
They're crazy, like.
Right, well here, listen, that was really good. We'll wrap it up. I think we've done well. We've covered most stuff I want to talk about. What I will do here is show you Taylor's Instagram one more time. It's taylor.sims.95. Right? If you look at this, can you see that there? Ah, it's back to front, for fuck's sake. Right, so TAYLOR.SIMMS.95. If you go onto this on Instagram, you'll see what I'm seeing here. Every post, this guy isn't posting about his life. This guy is posting about training. Every single post, he's lifting something heavy, he's doing something class that you haven't seen before, he's eating something that you fucking didn't know you could eat, you didn't know was healthy. There you go, look at that, look at how well that's set up. It's set perfectly. You've got all these food ideas, you've got some of his idols on there, you've got some of his meal prep, you've got the supplements he uses. I think it's a great Instagram, it's perfect. I mean, what I said this morning when you come in here was like, I couldn't ask for a better Instagram to reference as we're going along here, because everything is just sitting perfectly, and you can tell about you, like you can tell the OCBs are like everything in it. The weights are all stacked the same evenly and everything. Your fucking food sitting that evenly out. You've got this. I know this. I laugh every time I see this one. You've got the slice of bananas. Every bite has a slice of banana. Look at that. Every slice, every single spoonful he takes will have a slice of banana on it. He knows what he's at. He's very, very meticulous, and that's what I like about him. That's why he's as good as what he is. Anyway,
listen, thanks for having me on, mate.
Appreciate it.
I'm sure we've done a bit of rambling and waffling, a load of shit there too, but hopefully you just get a rough idea.
There's good information there. Like we said, it is real. There's good info on that video. It's real. There's no bullshit. What we are talking about is fucking real. It came from our own experiences. Hope it helps out now that you follow you. If you need any questions answered, ask me. We'll right back to you. Thank you. Peace.